What if the secret to building wealth today wasn't some complex algorithm, but actually stories carved into clay tablets thousands of years ago? Sounds crazy, right? Well, today we're going to unlock the surprisingly simple wisdom from George Clason's classic, The Richest Man in Babylon. And trust me, these are rules that have outlasted entire empires.
Okay, let me ask you something, and be honest. Does it ever feel like your money just disappears? No matter how much you earn, your wallet, or your purse, as they would have called it in ancient Babylon, always feels a little light. You get a raise and poof, your expenses just magically grow to eat it all up. It's so frustrating, right? But the solution, it's way, way older than you'd ever guess.
That's right. The answer isn't in some flashy new app or a complicated trading strategy. Nope, it's hiding in plain sight, in these simple little stories from a book written way back in 1926, all about the wealthiest city in the ancient world. So the book's main story is about this guy named Arcad. He started out as a poor scribe and somehow became the richest man in all of Babylon. Of course, his friends were begging him for his secret, and he didn't point to some lucky stock pick or one big win. Nope, he pointed to one simple, powerful decision he made right at the beginning. And this is it. This is the first, and honestly, the most important rule of all. Arcade realized that a part of everything he earned was his to keep. Not for the guy who sells bread, not for the guy who makes his sandals, it was for him. And he made a promise to himself that this part would always be at least 1/10, or 10%, of every single coin that passed through his hands. And this right here, this is a total game changer. It's a huge mindset shift. See, most of us are on this path. We earn money, then we pay everyone else, we spend on stuff, and then maybe if there's anything left, we try to save it. The Babylonian wisdom, it just flips that completely on its head. You earn, and the very first thing you do before a single bill gets paid is you pay yourself that 10%. The rest, that's what you use for everything else. It sounds like such a small change in the order of things, but I'm telling you, it changes everything. The book has a great name for this, fattening your purse. And I want you to think of that first 10% not as taking something away, but as planting a seed. It's this tiny, consistent action that over time grows into a giant tree of wealth. But if you don't plant that first seed, well, nothing can ever grow. But look, saving is just step one. The book then gives us this whole framework called the 7 Cures for a Lean Purse. This is where we go from just one powerful habit to an entire operating system for your financial life.
So the first 3 cures really build the foundation. We already know the first one, fatten your purse by saving that 10%. The second cure is all about controlling your spending, basically learning to live well on the 90% that's left over. And that means you have to be really honest with yourself about what's a real need versus just a passing desire. And then the third cure, this is where the magic really starts. You make your gold multiply. You put that money you've saved to work, turning it into a, quote, golden slave that earns more money for you even when you're sleeping.
The next 4 cures are all about protecting that foundation. You've got to guard your treasures from loss, which means staying away from sketchy, risky schemes. The book suggests making your home a profitable investment, something that builds value and reduces long-term costs. You have to ensure a future income, plan for the days when you can't work anymore. And finally, maybe the most important investment you can ever make. Always, always be increasing your ability to earn more. Your own skills? That's your greatest asset, bar none. Okay, so you've started saving, you're making your money work for you, awesome. But once you start to accumulate some gold, the whole game changes. It's not just about getting wealth anymore, it's about keeping it. And for that, the book gives us the 5 laws of gold. All right, the first 3 laws are all about being a smart manager of your money. Law number 1 just confirms what we've been talking about. Save consistently and wealth will find you. Law 2 says your money needs a job. It has to be out there laboring for you, growing over time. But Law 3 is so critical. Your money will stick with you only if you are cautious and you actually listen to people who know what they're talking about. This quote from the book just nails it, doesn't it? Better a little caution than a great regret. It's such a powerful reminder that being patient and careful are your best friends on this journey, because one reckless move can literally wipe out years of hard work. And the last 2 laws, they're basically big, flashing warning signs. Your money will just slip through your fingers if you start investing in things you don't really understand, and it will absolutely run away from you if you start chasing those get-rich-quick schemes that sound too good to be true. In the end, your best protection is just good old-fashioned discipline and wisdom.
Okay, this is all amazing ancient wisdom, but what does it mean for us right now? How do we actually apply these rules today? Let's break down exactly what you can do in the next 24 hours.
So if you're dealing with debt, the book has a super clear plan. And here's the key. You don't stop saving. You learn to live on 70% of your income. You save your non-negotiable 10% for yourself no matter what, and then you use that last 20% to just attack your debts. This way, you're building your future at the exact same time you're paying off your past. It's a balanced attack.
So here it is, your immediate action plan. First, put it on autopilot. As soon as you're done here, go online and set up an automatic transfer for 10% of every paycheck into a separate savings account. Just do it. Second, play detective. Pull up your last month's spending and find just one wasteful thing to cut. Just one to start. And third, find a mentor. Think of one person you know who is genuinely wise with their money, not just flashy, but wise, and figure out a way to learn from them.
Look, taking these first steps might feel like a big deal, but just remember this quote from the book, "Where the determination is, the way can be found." The system itself is actually really simple. The path is laid out for you. The only thing missing is your decision to start walking it.
And that really brings us to the final and maybe most powerful idea here. After all these ancient secrets and rules, maybe the biggest takeaway is this. Wealth isn't something you just find, like digging up a treasure chest. It's something you build, piece by piece, through your own character. It's the direct result of your discipline, your patience, and your wisdom. And that is something you have complete control over, starting right now.